Hey friends, this is lesson 3 of unit 2. Today we're going to be looking for keywords that lead to addition and subtraction. So let's get started with our keywords for addition. It's important to know that these words are going to point you toward addition, but that it may not always be addition depending on how the wording is in the question and in the problem. So even though these words are hints towards addition, it is not a cure-all for you to lean on this list. It is important for you to know this list and to know what these words mean. But it's also important for you to be able to use your common sense when you're reading a problem. So, let's talk about add. Add is putting something additional onto our original amount. Altogether is counting everything that is there. Both means you're adding two numbers of objects together or two quantities. In all, again, is counting everything that is there. Increase is showing that a quantity has gotten bigger by adding it to a starting or original quantity. Plus is adding on more. More, this is similar to increase. You are adding a quantity onto another quantity to show growth. The sum is the answer to an addition problem, and total is counting everything that is there. Keywords for subtraction. Keywords for subtraction include the word difference, which is the answer to a subtraction problem. Decrease, which means to make something smaller in number or quantity. Fewer, to take something away from an original amount. How many more is comparing two quantities to each other. How much more is comparing one quantity to an original quantity. Left is to take away from an original amount. Less is comparing two quantities to each other, comparing a starting and an ending quantity. Lost, comparing a starting quantity to an ending quantity or an amount that is missing. Minus means to take away from an original quantity. Reduced means to make less in quantity or size. Remains are what is left over after taking something away. And subtract is the act of taking off an amount or quantity. Words ending in ER tend to point you toward comparing two quantities. Even though these keywords can help you identify what you are supposed to do, it is always best to read carefully and look at the entire question before making a decision about your next steps. Giovanni put 42 shells in a bucket. Lawson had 15 fewer shells than Giovanni. He put them in the bucket. Kyson had twice as many shells as Lawson. He put them in the bucket. What was the total number of shells Lawson had? In this problem, we don't care about any number other than how many shells total did Lawson have. In the rest of the problem, we see that he had fewer shells than Giovanni by 15. Even though total is in the question, we have to read the whole problem to find out what we are looking for. We will need to subtract 15 from Giovanni to find out how many shells Lawson had.